They call it the Summit, but this isn't a boardroom in Geneva or a gala in New York. This is the AFANG Summit, a unique intersection of Nigerian power, culture, and a legendary pot of soup. This year, the stakes were higher than ever. Final estimates show the bill for this single sitting a hit of staggering 600,000 naira. In recent times, it is officially the most expensive bowl of AFANG ever served.
The progenitor of the event is called the Duke of Shomolu. People know him as Joseph Edgar, but I think he's more popularly known as the Duke of Shomolu.
My name is Joseph Edgar the Duke of Shomolu. You get the convener of the AFANG Summit. This is what design I play, so we just sit there from my house, eat AFANG and discuss politics and issues, not only politics. And then one time now the presidential aspirant came to the house, and I felt that it was good. So we started doing like every month, and then we now moved to Senator Itagiba's restaurant. We did like twice, and then it was over. So, but I'm convening now. This is the first time in a long while, and we're just here to have fun, discuss Nigerian issues, and see how we can prefer solutions.
This is supposed to be the AFANG Summit, or so I'm told. And I think it's a networking opportunity where we get to meet like minds, people who are members of his WhatsApp community. I think one or two other communities that he's also administrator to. So we're here to eat AFANG.
He's from Akwa Ibom. But beyond that, AFANG is called AFANG Summit, where people just come and eat AFANG. I think the essence of what it is trying to promote our local culture, so people can enjoy the food itself and the things they're doing. Because right now, we can see a gradual shift back to local culture and the foods that we eat. And in Akwa Ibom Cross River, AFANG is the most popular soup anybody can think of. So I think that's why the Duke said, look, let's have a summit, just AFANG, everybody come, and there are about almost 40 people that are coming to just eat AFANG and enjoy the soup itself. And of course, there's comradeship, there's networking to be done and all that. So I'm looking forward to it.
Something about my brother. His name is Joseph Edgar, but everybody knows him as Duke of Shomolu. Now, Joseph is doing something fantastic in the theatre space. If you know who I am, you know I'm a thespian, I'm from the theatre. And he's doing a very exciting project. He's putting up 6 different plays, to be directed by 6 different women. Yes, this project is designed to glorify Nigerian women as
Conveyed by the Duke of Shomolu, the room was a who's who of Nigerian influence. Keynote speaker Rufai Oseni brought the issues, while comedy legend Ali Baba and investment banker Udeme Etukein provided the backbone of support. When the call of support went out, Theo John Phillips met Ali Baba naira for naira, ensuring the summit's legacy remained intact. The hospitality was curated by the best. Former Zenith director and PwC senior partner, Dr. Gabriel Okpe, served as the host, while veteran actor Yemi Shodimu ensured the tradition was complete, personally supplying the palm wine.
So AFANG Summit is a playful thing. It was initially designed as a playful thing, most things, where we just sit down in my house, and eat AFANG and discuss issues, And then those days people would be mandated to come with the drink, and we eat AFANG and all that. And then one day, Ruben Abati called and said he was coming, and Chike came, and then one presidential aspirant came. I don't forget that guy's name. One presidential aspirant like that. He came. Which party? One guy, the guy came. So I'm not saying, this thing is not, it's something, it's looking like, say, people are taking it seriously, do you understand? And then we now move to Senator Itagiwa's restaurant. That was what we did for Rufai. I think Rufai just annoyed somebody again. I don't want to funny things on there. And so that's okay, let's hear him.
Which is my favorite delicacy. And then meet people and socialize and possibly maybe discuss one or two things. But I think primarily this is an opportunity. He's hosting Rufai Oseni, who is a known media personality in Nigeria.
Even the mercurial Olisa Adibwa couldn't stay away. Despite a brief exit, he returned for his signature serve, a special AFANG heavy on goat meat.
Like I said, one of the prime motives is to promote our cultural values. Rather than somebody coming to eat all kinds of English dishes, you look for AFANG, you look for Edikainko, you look for Fiaifere. These are popular menus that people should look for. Other than that, there are lots of people from different backgrounds here. So networking, if I can see, during networking, Rufai, the popular Rufai, the newsman is here, and a few other people as well. And they're talking, exchanging cards, talking about their businesses, and so on and so forth. Even covering the politics and things that are happening. Current events happening internationally, the Iranian-US war, and all manner of things. So the interaction itself is very active. It's very, very, very. In fact, I got drawn into it myself as well.
And he came and everybody don't let him talk. Everybody's more talking than Rufai. And but there's one edition of AFANG Summit that are very funny. So that one we had Moody, we had Olisa, we had Charlie Boy. And Charlie Boy kept going in and out and smoking, and the thing come confuse everybody, the smoke come make some more. Because I'm doing recording, I don't want to wait in the smoke, but Charlie Boy.
But it's not sold in packets.
It's not sold in packets. Again. So the Itagiwa's restaurant, we did it twice, the place closed down. So we now left it. Now, one reason why we left it was that the woman that used to supply that first AFANG died. Yes, she was a very lovely woman. She used to be in Maryland, one bus stop in Maryland, so she died. Then we now found Senator Itagiwa's place, and then she closed. And there's been no real good AFANG as it were in Lagos, So, there's AFANG and there's AFANG, do you understand? So the AFANG that Yoruba people make will not be the same.
Allegedly.
So Yoruba people will talk to people.
Yoruba man. No, that's what we said. We're laughing when we.
Yoruba man. That's why you not pay to come here today. You may not taste that. So I now discovered my brother, Mr. Okwe. So when I was looking for money for one of my places in the apartment, someone said, "Oh, Mr. Okwe is your man," And I met him and then seen them very good friends. And then even the young cousin says, that his wife does something. Then they were in Oinjolami. So now I went there and I ate the food and I was like, wow. So the AFANG we cares about the taste now is near its natural state. You get? So most AFANGs there, they are so cooked that you lose it. Do you get me now? So the AFANG about the taste now is very near that state. It comes with a lot of crayfish, stockfish, periwinkle, both where you can suck in, and when it's already sucked out. So now, properly everybody will come here today. As you say, 80% will come here today, like food they can't chop. But not a problem. So today, Rufai is here. We want to query him. We want to understand why he's annoying people. I think that Rufai is the most annoying human being on air right now. You don't agree? Yesterday, me and Tosh talk about him. Tosh said, "No, that come again." But again, now one man called yesterday. One man called from Enugu. He said, "This your friend is overdoing it." I said, "Hold on, I put that on speaker." So I put that on speaker. So he said, "He agree, but we cannot tell Rufai they keep grudge." I said, "It's true." Because when Rufai and Rufai fight,
I'm not doing it enough.
I promise. When Rufai and Rufai fight, when people say, "Hey, can you say something about it?" Which one was you going to find your friend? So I said something about it. And Rufai don't talk to me for 6 months.
But that they promote your play.
No matter. So today, Rufai is here. You guys talk to him, ask him why in the way they do. Let him to also explain to us and all of that why he should not be sent to Mexico as ambassador. So while we are talking,
Don't go there.
the African
President Tinubu has a sense of humor.
see that some people who pay this 10,000 naira 3 times have fleed their power already. Some people who have not even paid have fleed their power already. Let's have fun, yeah? Okay, so the format is very simple. So before we talk, you guys, and then you guys ask me questions, and then the food will be eaten. Yeah?
I have a problem. Somebody has eaten my nuts.
Pointed at the two of you.
I said somebody has eaten my nuts. I had it right in front of me.
Okay, sorry. So that, it's also a level. Please, you don't do. I can't be talking, people be talking at the same time now. This is not like collecting money from people. Then I'm being paid now, all of them are not going to talk now. Because I thought you don't contribute to 10,000 naira. This one come man, you go borrow my way, come.
The glamour was undeniable, with actress Elvina Ibru and Cape Verdean beauty Adeline in attendance. But beyond the celebrities and the missing regulars like Moody and Dr. Ebose, a new institution has been born.
This one, my basket.
Everybody ready?
Sit down.
We're gonna exchange some wisdom here today.
So when you when you do something that generates a lot of passion in society, I mean, people will talk, and most of the times they will say things they don't know about. Not to say I'm infallible, I don't have my faults, but I think one of my greatest faults as a human being is that I care too much about the other person. And sometimes I see it as a level of weakness. Because you saw a little bit of it here. I'm not going to say because Onopasa came to abuse me on the air because of APC. His death came from me. And I saw him in his dying days, and it was a sorry sight. And it did hurt. And that's one of my biggest faults. I care too much about people. I'm somebody that the plight of people have become my plight. And by extension, I also care too much about Nigeria. And because I see immense possibility, and I see that our leaders are not doing enough. And in fact, with due respect, I'm too lenient sometimes. And that's why I said, leading up to the election is going to be my year of brutal honesty. Because all of these leaders, you don't know them like I do. So when they come to do their drama on the air, and you say Rufai is rude, I look at a lot of you and laugh. You don't know half of them like I do. And you will never know them on the level at which I know them.
May not.
May not. So, example, do you know, for all of you that say I'm rude, do you know people in a certain political party or certain political creed, they all conspire that the first thing to do to Rufai when he asks this question is to fight him live on the air? Do you know that? It's a grand conspiracy. That before he asks the question, attack him. Because, you know, they are also so afraid of the fact that when he throws the question, they don't have the facts. And it's going to hurt them so much. So they start a service. And that was what all of them. So, you see, that's the playbook all of them agreed on. Yeah, that's the playbook. And that's why I say you may not know. If I open my mouth, do most of you know here today? Now when Koala was in the PDP, there's virtually no week he didn't call me. I was one of his greatest advisors. But for the sake of non-disclosure, I will not say the advice I gave him then. So a lot of you may not understand this. And when he was also going to the APC, I was one of the first people he told. And I remember I told him, I said, Koala, I will hold you accountable. I will be the first to hold you accountable. I platformed him. I used to give him interview time on my radio station, View, the Voice of the People, leading up to the election. I had a carte blanche, just like I give everybody else. But this, you people will not know. You will not understand. And the fight you people abuse me for is the fight for all of you. See, today, I don't intend to brag, but with the reputation I've built, I can cash out and call it a day and move on. And I will collect contracts from any government that will come to this country. And I will collect contracts from every government. And all I will just need probably is 1 or 2 contracts a year. And I'm good. I mean, there are people that will do it. But for me, the greater good is the love for this country. Yes?
Come. Edgar, do you have a question?
Yes, I don't know how old you are. I don't know where you're 50, I don't know how old you be, but if a younger person is talking to you under any platform, under any circumstances, and says to you, don't interrupt me, keep quiet. You know, go back. 1, 2. The Israeli ambassador represents the country of Israel. That's in Nigeria. That man you're talking to yesterday was not a man. He was Israel. Yes, that could have caused a diplomatic it would have caused a diplomatic opera.
Okay, that's the question, right?
Yeah, no, that's at the build-up.
Okay, yeah, that's the question. First of all,
at the build-up, I don't ask.
the build-up.
So I watched that magic guy yesterday at the build-up. I watched that magic guy yesterday for the first time in my life. I didn't hear about that. I watched it. He's very dangerous. You get the way you're meeting facts, the way you get me now, push you and all of that. He didn't come across as rude. He didn't come across as, I'm trying to use my word now, you know. But he made his point very forcefully. Very forcefully. Do you hear me now? But he didn't come across as well, you will not criticize him the way people are criticizing you now. So don't you think that you could, while maintaining your edge, while maintaining who you are or what you represent, could be a little bit more sensitive.
Okay. Your question has been asked. Even from that point, you had asked the question, so you didn't need to come here.
Please, I want to quickly answer. Edgar, I hear you. Very good AFANG, as you said.
Yes.
We met you there. Two things, Edgar.
Talk
Number
about
one,
you.
when somebody...
People are using phone to eat AFANG. I'm not enjoying it.
Wait now, you asked a question, listen. When somebody, after having a 14-minute monologue, Edgar is not even ready to answer.
No,
He's not ready to listen. When somebody, everybody please. When somebody, after having a 14-minute monologue, or over a 10-minute monologue, and you start to speak, and the person interrupts you, and you've tried to get them to calm down, and you say, if you keep quiet, you'll be able to hear me. What is disrespectful? If somebody younger than me tells me that, I'll acknowledge. So there's nothing wrong. With due respect, it's also obvious that Edgar doesn't watch global media, because if you watch global media, he will remember an incident by a journalist called Andrew Marr that told the British Prime Minister, shut up. So Edgar doesn't watch global media, so he doesn't know jack shit about global media. Secondly, Mehdi Hassan. Bwala went there, humbled to Mehdi Hassan. Bwala senior Mehdi Hassan. Bwala, they say sir to Mehdi Hassan for them. There was something Mehdi Hassan did yesterday that was the most condescending thing. I didn't want to post it. Because for me, for those that fight me, I will not give them secrets and arguments. Mehdi Hassan went ahead to say that, Bwala, you posted a video showing that you were preparing for this interview. What did you prepare for? That's the most condescending thing ever you can tell somebody you are interviewing.
How can you say it's not rude?
Edgar, if you say that was not rude.
Edgar, what do you mean?
Edgar doesn't even know anything.
That was strategic. That was not rude.
You said that was not rude. No, if fight talker is rude. So secondly, like I said yesterday, waiting they do all of us to say, and I see on you are colonial mindsets. Thirdly, the what's it called, Prime Minister? I was making a point. He made an assertion in the first statement that Israel didn't do anything evil. They are not terrorists. I was given a rebuttal. By the time I was given a rebuttal, he deliberately wanted to cut me off. And I said,
where you were going.
He knew where I was going. And I said, Prime Minister, don't interrupt me. How is that? So you see a lot of you, the mindset and all the things. And that's why you guys can't make a good argument. You can see Edgar here. And that's why you have seen him for what he used to be, the mindset. When somebody did a very condescending thing to somebody and said, you didn't prepare to come to this interview. What if I told Umayi that didn't you prepare to come to this interview? Like Mehdi Hassan told Bwala yesterday, Edgar will first be the one to write to impress ABC friends. That Rufai is very rude. That is that part of the scope of the conversation. Today, defending Mehdi Hassan, that Mehdi Hassan is not rude. So my point speaks for itself. Thank you. I'm ready for one. Right.
Who is your journalistic mentor in Nigeria?
Yeah?
Who is your journalistic mentor in Nigeria? Before I ask question,
Who is my journalistic mentor? See, the kind of style I'm doing is very rare in this country. I can say that I'm one of the few people that pioneered this style, where you have fact-checking lights on air, holding people accountable. But there are many people I look up to. I mean, she knows one of the greatest journalists in this country is like a father to me. And I hold talks with Dr. Hubi almost every week. And Dr. Hubi has interviewed the highest of the highest. He's interviewed Margaret Thatcher, he's interviewed Rajiv Gandhi, he's interviewed the biggest, he's done the biggest interviews with The Guardian when he was working with Guardian. So I look up to him, I look up to other great people like that. But this style is different because it's something I'm proud of. So there's nobody I'm channeling as a Guardian style. I get mentorship from a broad range of people.
Yeah. Now, okay, so let's take a break. We're done with our food. As soon as Yemi is finished, then we can take more questions. So let's take this time, take this break, and settle in. Okay? Bon appetit.
This gathering today was very interesting. I'm not a politician. I'm not even interested in politics.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
I would say it was enlightening for me. I found out a lot of things. There's some things I thought I knew that I found I didn't know. And to be honest, knowledge is power.
The prime thing is they're all looking forward to eating the AFANG soup, because the Duke has actually promoted it. If I think he had more people than he budgeted for, so he had to cut off some people. Maybe he will have a second session after this.
What started as a meal has become a movement. As the film crew wraps the final shots of this documentary, one thing is clear: the AFANG Summit is now a quarterly fixture, because in this room, when AFANG is served, the real work begins.
It's just that I've been to quite a few gatherings where we've gathered to talk about not necessarily politics, but other sectors in Nigeria, and it's been all talk. It's always been talk. We talk and then we go home and nothing happens. So I hope that with the group of amazing people that our hosts have put together today, that there will be more action rather than just talking. And a gentleman did say that if we want to make a change in Nigeria, we have to be, what's the word he used? We have to be intentional about it. So let's hope that, we go away. I am going to try and be intentional about making a change. Sometimes it's very hard in a system like this to make a change in a massive way immediately, but I know that individually you can do things little by little, and you'll be shocked that,
You're already making that change.
Am I?
At all.
Well, I'm trying, even with in social life, people look at me, I'm 53, I have my tattoos, my piercing, my afro, my whatever, and even things like that affect people in Nigeria that are not allowed to even express themselves. I'm not supposed to be dressed like this. I'm 53. I'm supposed to be wearing boo-boo and scarf, and I'm not supposed to have tattoos. I'm an actor. Every time I go to set and I'm supposed to portray a mother, the first thing they say is, cover her tattoos, remove her piercings. And I'm like, why? Not everybody is the same.